Hey, what's up, you guys? Today is Friday, April 8th. And before the weekend hits, I wanted to just do another quick checkup on BTC. And yeah, BTC likes to play games with us, right? Yeah, nah, it's not really that serious, but it's just one of those things to where, sometimes there's these euphoric highs, and then really quickly things kind of turn around and we kind of come back down. And so, through time, it's a constant just zigzag, 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 zigzag. So that's why I really encourage you guys to just not go, don't get so caught up on the short term stuff that happens, because as you can see, it can go up 30% one week and come down 30 or 40% the next week. And so it's just a matter of understanding like just the major lows, right, is what we want to try to pay attention to. So these pivot points here, right, if we can pay attention to these pivot points here, that's the time when we can, make some really, really good investment decisions. But primarily, as you can see through the past year, as we're in this accumulation range, so everything, believe it or not, everything from 30K to, about 68K, give or take, is an accumulation range, because we're just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. And until we break out of this, will we enter like a wave 5 for an Elliott wave series, and just crazy price appreciation for the alts during that time once we break out of this and we sustain it. Till now, all this stuff is accumulation. But with that being said, we want to accumulate these lower portions, and that's how you protect yourself from any downside risk, but also get quicker returns, especially on the upside. Because as you can see, and I was kind of making a video about this in regards to Ethereum, but you hit these accumulation ranges, right? And then you break out. And then so this is a breakout from this accumulation range down here. So let's see if I can get this to load up. So as you can see, there's a lot of sideways action here, and that's for, quite a bit of time. That was almost, seems like almost about 1.5 to 2 years of just not much, up and down, and then you break out. And so let's kind of dive back in really quickly to more recent price action and take a look and see where we're at. So as you can see, for the last about going on 2 months, we've just been in this upwards channel. And if we kind of zoom in a bit more, we can see that we've had a low, a high, a low again. And I don't know if this is going to be the high for the 30-day, or I'm sorry, the 60-day, or is it going to be, one of those intermediate highs, and then we make a newer high after day 30 for the 60-day cycle. As I'm trying to sit here and think through it, I'm paying attention to this channel and this median line, right? And so as you can see, when we clearly break this median line, we go down to the channel. There's only been one fake out where we kind of went across and then came back down. But as you can see, went across the median line, came down to the channel, used it as resistance. Right here, clean break, went up to the top of the channel, and we didn't break out. We just kind of wicked up a little bit above it, but for the most part, we're at the top of the channel. Here we go again, clean break, came down to the channel, clean break, up, clean break, down. Here is the only fake out that Bitcoin has had. And then this portion right here was a bit of a triangle. Not so much of the zigzag, but here was a legitimate triangle. But this is the only fake out right here, is where Bitcoin got past this median line and then just came right back down. But besides that, every single time that we've been in this channel, it has, broke it and then went to the opposite side of that channel. Because as you can see, used it as resistance, kind of came back down, then broke it. So the point where we are now is why I'm kind of being a little bit more patient, and I'm just kind of letting people know, hey, in this time that we are close to this median line, not really trying to make too many decisions on trying to take a flyer on a coin that we like or think on at a great discount, or we just want to just go ahead and accumulate. It's just really understanding how we navigate this median line. So as you can see, we broke past it. Now we're fighting back up, but we're using it as resistance. And so typically, if we continue to see this as resistance and this is not a fake out, right, then we'll use it as resistance and we'll come back down to the bottom of this channel. That's my main case scenario for the short term. As we all know, I am extremely long and bullish for Bitcoin through time, but just like within this next, I would say week or so, it looks like, we'll probably use this as resistance, but we'll see, because it could be a fake out like this area here. But basically, was it, if we kind of look at it, I think it's 4 out of 5 times. Once we pass the median line, it's going to the opposite side of the channel. So what is it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 6 out of 7 times when it's broken, that median line is going to the other side of the channel. So will it be 7 out of 8? I don't know. The odds are pretty compelling, but you never know. It could be a potential fake out. And, I think we'd all be okay with that if we actually end up going higher. But that's what I'm saying. Just be a little bit patient because, if we do come down, we keep coming back down to this channel. Now, let's kind of throw on some moving averages here and kind of see what we're working with, kind of look at some of our indicators. So it does look like when we pop on this 200-day moving average here, if I can get that to pop on really quick. So the 200-day moving average, as you can kind of see, we kind of used it to, scoop up price here. And so we'll see if we could use it as support here and then scoop it up and then kind of head back up, or if we break it. That's like the other confirmation that if we break this moving average, this 200-day moving average, then there's a high likelihood that we'll go ahead and just come on right back down to this channel. That's kind of what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at. If we also want to kind of throw on the Bollinger Bands as well, I really believe that we'll see it's most likely going to be like pressing down pretty heavy on those Bollinger Bands. So that means there's a lot of momentum to the downside. So yeah, like you see how there's like a swift turn at the bottom of this Bollinger Band and it's like almost straight down. That means it's a lot of pressure up. We're below this. So this here's the 20-day moving average and we are well below that. And so, like I said, this pressure to the downward side is kind of what's continuing to make it hard for us to turn it back around and get above this median line as well. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And this is on the daily chart. Another thing is to why I think that we have a good chance of still staying in this channel is just also paying attention to also the VVPR. I'm sorry, the VPVR. There we go. My pronunciation this morning, got to work on it. Anyways, so let's pop that on. And why do I say that we have such good support at these levels here at about like between like 38K and 40K? Well, not only did a lot of the price action happen here, like as you can kind of see, the most price action here within this little chunk was right here at this 38.9 range. But if we kind of zoom out from the past year, so we get all this data in there and look at it. So we say, hey, what price level did most people buy their Bitcoin at in the past year, right? So let's include all of that. And what you could see is, boom, right here. So we have a strong resistance right here because a lot of people bought there, throughout this past year. And that's why, for the cost basis, we need to break that to go bullish and go higher. But as you can see, there's a great deal of support at these levels here. So you see this big old ledge here. So we're here in this like little hollow area in between the two. But we have this ledge here, right here at about like 40K, all the way back down to, about like 35K. And so I would really venture to say it would be really, really tough for us to really push below these levels, and especially really hard for us to push below about that 32K range, And so if you realize that this top little level here is right here, and if you kind of pull a line straight over, it's kind of right here in this channel at 40K. And so that's why, if you kind of put all that together, you kind of come up with I'm coming up with the hypothesis that, we'll have good support here within this channel, and probably a good opportune time to buy right here in this buy box is kind of in this median part of the channel. And so we'll be looking for that over the next, I would say 3 days, 3 to 7 days. And so we can turn that off. And then so while I'm also kind of leaning a little bit more towards the bearish side, in the short term, saying, hey, we may be able to come down to this channel, is because if we want to look at this on a weekly chart, let's take a look there. We just got 2 red candles in a row for the last 2 weeks. And so we started off really, really good. But this week we had a doji candle. And then obviously, clearly this week, we are trending down for the week. And so we only have 2.5 days left. And so, just a couple things to just be aware of. So, but like I said, all this stuff in the short term, it's just short term action within this area. Like I said, if we can kind of stick to these lows, we'll definitely be appreciative of that later on. But ultimately, honestly, really, if you're buying Bitcoin below like, that 45K range, it's a decent time to DCA. But if you want to snipe some really, really, really good discounts, we'll try to have a little bit more patience and wait to see we drop down to this like 40K range. And so that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. I was thinking possibly in the next video, if y'all have some coin requests that y'all would like me to go do some TA on, you can drop it down in the chat, and maybe there's like 6 to 10 coins we can go ahead and take a look at from a TA perspective and a fundamental perspective as well, and see if there's anything that's maybe good to look at while Bitcoin is deciding to do what it's going to do to kind of line up some of our ideas for what we can buy in this box coming here pretty soon. So that's about it. Hope you all are doing well, and I'll be talking to you guys in the next video. Peace.